Hi, everybody. I'm Eli Aguilar, and this is Decoding Yoga. So today is April 1st, 2023. Excited to start a new month, a new cycle, a new day. This month, I chose to talk about uh, a topic that is, I would say that in the West, is not as known as it is in India, which is pranayama. By the way, pranayama is the fourth limb of the yoga philosophy. If I hope that you have been listening to this show for a while now, but in the beginning, the first episodes that I did, that I recorded in this for Decoding Yoga, I was with Deepak and we were talking about Ashtanga Yoga. And there's actually one episode, we have two episodes. We did it in two parts when we said Ashtanga Yoga is not, um, Ashtanga primary series is not Ashtanga Yoga because I have mentioned this many times. In this side of the world, in the West, right, we tend to think, or a lot of people still believe, that yoga is about postures. So when people find out that I am a yoga TTC instructor, that doesn't mean much. They just briefly think that I'm a yoga teacher and they ask me to teach an yoga class, which in their mind is postures. And I say, well, that's not exactly what I do. I do teach asanas of one style of yoga, which is Yin Yoga, but I train people to become yoga teachers. That's what I do. I train teachers, and they're like, so what do you teach, right? I'm like, well, I teach anatomy and of movement, and I teach alignment adjustment, and I teach about emotions, and they're like, huh, in postures? I'm like, yeah, in Yin Yoga, in the teacher training course, also I teach postures, but in Yin we have about 36 postures. In Vinyasa, or in the other more active styles of yoga, there are about 8,000 poses with all the modifications and variations, and if not more, right? But that was the last number that I came across with. So hopefully by now, and I know there are students in Sampurna Yoga, in the in-person courses, in the online courses, have learned that yoga is a philosophy, is a style, is a lifestyle, is a way of living, is a manual. And I like to see it like that. Is yoga is a manual because it's a system. They are, I wouldn't say steps, because it's not that you do one thing and then you do the next one. It's a system where, with different limbs, with different branches, with different departments, with different sections, different topics, however you want to call it. And that is what is called Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga means eight, right? So eight limbs of yoga. And asana is only one of them, but it's not yoga. It is one aspect of it, right? So anyway, I already talked about this in those episodes where I talked with Deepak about yoga philosophy. So please go and look for those episodes. So I already talked about, or we already discussed yamas and niyamas. We discussed also about asanas. And today I would like to discuss about pranayama, which is the fourth limb of this system of eight. Also because we believe that pranayama is only about breathing, not necessarily, right? Anyway, yoga philosophy is not my strength. It's not what I uh, teach. I'm more into the anatomical aspect of the practice, and also in the emotional part of the practice. I'm a psychologist, so I'm always fascinated about how the brain works and all these topics that I'm incorporating a model of this topic of the brain and the waves and meditation and the power of meditating and praying in my next course of yin yoga. I'm preparing a bigger course more professional. I wouldn't say more professional, but it will give you more hours in your profession as a yoga teacher. I'm creating a 300-hour Yin Yoga teacher training course where I'm incorporating all these things that I have learned, and I've been practicing as well. I've been meditating daily for the last month, and it has blown my mind because I finally understood what meditation is and the power that meditation has. So I'm going to incorporate that in this new course. So stay tuned for that course that is coming. Um, so pranayama is not only about breathing. Pranayama is about using different techniques to move the prana. The prana is uh, this life force is what in Chinese medicine, or when we studied Yin Yoga, we learned that is called qi. Is this soul that keep us going? Is this uh, energy that lives inside of us that keep us alive, keep us moving? That is prana. Prana is energy. Is but it's a very particular energy. It's the energy of life. Is what keep us alive. What make us more alive than, I don't know, a rock, or I don't know, the sand or the soil. They also have prana, right? There's prana everywhere in the universe, but we have more prana than a rock. So the pranayama techniques we actually are doing is through the breathing we can move the prana, because we move prana in different ways. We move prana by meditating, we move prana by practicing asanas, we move prana by exercising, by moving, by reading, by thinking. This is fascinating. Like for me, really meditation got me caught when I learned how only through your thoughts we can move emotions. And if you don't believe me, just the thought of something sad or a memory or something sad can make you cry. That is a thought moving energy, right? So there are many methods of moving the prana, activating the prana. The prana can get stagnant. So we need to move that prana and keep it flowy in our pranic body, not only this physical bone and flesh body, but in the pranic body. We have thousands and thousands of channels that moves this prana in the body, through the body, in the body, outside of the body, next to the body, above the body, right? Um, so pranayama is one of the limbs that give us more tools and more skills to keep moving this prana. So if we revise the yamas and yamas, these ways, these guidelines of how to behave with ourselves, how to behave with others, um, start moving the prana in behavior, and then the asana practice in movement, when we move the body and position our body in different shapes, and then also with the prana. And then there's another limb, what is the withdrawal of senses, right? So all these different limbs of the system is to help us to work with the energy, with the prana in us, so it's not stagnated, it's not stagnant, and it's not and it's flowing, it's moving, it's doing its work. So it keeps our mind, our soul, our tissues, our organs, our spirit healthy. That's the idea. So there are many pranayama techniques. So pranayama is a way, as I said, of using the breath to move the prana. So there are different techniques of moving the breath. So whoever takes a teacher training course, especially this is learned in teacher training courses, whether it's a 200-hour or a 50-hour only about pranayama, or is included in a 200-hour course or in a 300-hour course, we learn different techniques that move the prana in different ways. Some are more active, some are more passive. And again, the idea of moving the prana is to make us aware of where is the stagnant, where is block, where are the blockages, and what this unhealthy pattern of breathing is causing us issues in other areas of our lives, right? When you are very anxious, if you notice the breath stays very high in the chest. Uh, when we are mm, afraid, it becomes very shallow and rapid. So we want to educate also how we breathe. And the pranayama techniques will help us to do that. So this is today's episode is to give you an overview of what pranayama is. That there is now science behind of it, because before it was just the understanding of how the effects of doing these pranayama techniques have in the body and in the mind. You can calm your mind by utilizing the air that you take in, and also how you utilize the air that is going out, because it's not only about going in, it's about going out, that we're going to learn in the upcoming episodes, where I have invited Inga is a colleague in Sampurna Yoga, and she has been studying and practicing breath work, which is the contemporary name for these techniques of breathing, and how that can impact not only your physical body, your pranic body, but your mental state. If not, just just do the experiment in the morning. If you feel, or whenever you feel low in energy, you feel tired, you feel sleepy, do some rapid movements with your belly, which is called Kapalabhati breathing movements, strong, pushing the air out and bringing the air in like forcefully 20 times, 20 repetitions, 3 times, and boom, your mind clear up, your energies will go up. um, if you, on the other hand, you are too energized and it's time to go to sleep, so doing a more calming nadi sodhana, for example, the one that is you block one nostril, inhale through the other one, close that one, exhale through the other one, and just keep moving from one nostril to the other one. It will calm your energy and you may go to sleep in a better way. So and to be really honest, I mean, this is just in a moment that you tried it, in a moment you experience this, you realize that actually this works. And this is how I fell in love with yoga. And I think I shared this a while ago when I was sharing how I fell in love with yoga, but I shared only the physical part, the asana part, where my mind was calm because I was busy doing this vinyasa flow. But I do remember that I never mentioned that what it really got me besides that, it was the after effect, because actually the class was called prana flow, which is so accurate, because I remember leaving that class and I felt that I levitated. Those classes where I took those classes in New York, in the middle of Manhattan, so I had to commute back to New Jersey, where I was staying with my brother. So I had to take the bus. So from the studio in Manhattan, I had to walk, I don't know, like 20, 30 minutes to reach the bus station. And I felt that I was levitating, like from the studio to the bus station. And my mind was so high on oxygen, because we were moving not only the body, but we were also moving the energy through the breath. So my brain was full of oxygen. Just an amazing, blissful space for me. And this is where I fell in love with the practice of yoga in general, right? Anyway, so to learn more and to have more tools and how to do this and how to incorporate different techniques, there are more supported by the science, that that now it has been more studies how we do the breathing, when, as I said, how we use the air when we take it in and how we use it when we take it out. Because as of now, we have learned, especially when we exercise, that the air that goes out is not important. That's why we have created this idea of inhale deeply and exhale, right? Inhale and hold. So we we retain the breath in the inhalation and then exhale. We are going to learn also how important it is to do the exhalation mindfully and retain the breath out. But that will be the topics for the next 4 episodes. I'm going to be talking with Inga about some myths about the breathing and how we can incorporate this. She's going to give us some exercises that we can do at home, because now we're adding another um, tool to our box of tools in this yoga method. Again, yoga is a method. We already have the yamas, the niyamas, how to behave with others, how to behave with myself, what the asanas are, and how to do these asanas in a safe way. The different ways of practicing asanas. We have dynamic styles, we have more passive styles, and now we're adding another one that is pranayama. So this will be April. April will be about breath work and pranayama. And May, I'm going to make the invitation till since now, because I'm very excited. May, I'm going to be talking about a topic that is taboo in yoga. Just I'm going to say that only. May is going to be dedicated to a topic that I have realized that is taboo in the field of yoga. So stay with me this month to learn how to breathe, how to use your breath in your daily life, and keep improving your health, your mental, your physical health, so you can be the better human being you can be. And then in May, we're going to discuss this taboo. Anyway, have a lovely Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you back here next Saturday with my friend Inga to learn how to breathe properly. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. Bye bye.
Hi, and thank you so much for watching this video. After so many years of teaching in yoga teacher training courses, I realized that a lot of people don't understand exactly what yoga is, or they have a lot of misconceptions and doubts. And that's why I created the podcast Decoding Yoga. Every week, I share a new episode with you where I talk about cues, about postures, about yoga as a lifestyle, about these myths, these doubts, these ideas that we have been repeating in yoga classes, and we don't even know what they mean. We don't understand what those cues mean, and we keep repeating them. So we have repeated so many times that we believe they're true. So I hope you can join me in the next episode. You can watch the video here, or you can look for the show in any of the audio platforms available. And if you have a question, a doubt, you have heard a myth about yoga and you want some clarification, let me know below this video and I will be happy to create a program to reply to you. Thank you.